Hey friends, welcome back to another deep dive conversation. Today we are going to explore something that everybody wants to master, but very few actually talk about in the right way. The topic is think fast, speak smart. Now, just imagine this. You're in a meeting. Someone suddenly asks your opinion. Or maybe you're in a group of friends and the topic changes fast, and everyone is throwing in quick jokes, smart ideas, and cool expressions. You want to join. You want to say something clever, useful, and sharp, but your mind just freezes. And later, when the moment is gone, suddenly you think, oh, I should have said this. That would have been perfect. If this ever happened to you, don't worry. You're not alone. This is a common issue, especially for people learning a new language like English, or people who want to be better at communication in fast-paced environments. So in this video, we're going to talk about why we get stuck and can't think fast, how the brain processes thoughts and words, tricks to connect your thinking and speaking smoothly, how to be quick without being careless, real-life examples and situations, powerful exercises to develop fast thinking and smart speaking. And by the end of this video, you'll have a personal toolkit to think on your feet, speak with confidence, and stay sharp, whether you're in meetings, interviews, debates, or just daily conversation. So let's start from the beginning and take this slow and deep. Let's figure out why thinking fast and speaking smart is such a powerful skill and how to make it part of your daily life. Why do we get stuck while speaking? Let's break this down. You're in a situation. You want to say something. You know the words. You have the ideas. But when it's time to speak, your mind just goes blank. Why does this happen? The answer is very simple. Your brain is overloaded. It's not that you don't have the knowledge. You do. But when your brain is handling too many things at once, like understanding the situation, remembering vocabulary, controlling your body language, worrying about what others will think, it slows down your speech. Think of your brain like a computer. If you open too many tabs and apps at the same time, the computer becomes slow, even if it's a good computer. Your brain is the same. When you're in a high-pressure situation, it opens many tabs in your brain. What will people think if I say this? Is my grammar right? Is this word appropriate? Am I going too fast? Did they just laugh at me? Is my pronunciation okay? That's too many tabs open. No wonder you freeze. So the goal is not just to speak fast. The real goal is reduce the overload and train your mind to respond naturally, just like a native speaker does, without overthinking. How the brain connects thinking and speaking. Let's understand how thinking and speaking are connected. There are 3 stages in communication: idea formation, thinking; language structuring, converting thoughts into words; speech delivery, saying the words out loud. In fluent speakers, these 3 happen almost together. But in learners or shy speakers, there's a delay between step 1 and 2. You have the idea, but converting it into a sentence takes time. Let's take an example. You see someone eating a weird sandwich. You want to say, "That's an interesting choice for breakfast." But your brain might process it like this: weird sandwich. Okay, interesting? Strange? Odd? Breakfast? Morning food? Maybe breakfast? Choice? Decision? Idea? Food? And while you're still finding the best word, the moment is gone. Someone else has already made a joke. So how do we fix this? We need to reduce the delay between thought and speech. And the best way to do that is by training your brain to use shortcuts, patterns, and ready-made expressions. Let me show you how. Use language chunks. To think faster. Smart speakers don't build every sentence word by word. They use chunks. A language chunk is a group of words that often go together. You don't need to build them every time. You just use them like Lego blocks. Here are some examples. That's a good point. But if I'm being honest, I haven't thought about that. But here's my take. That's tricky, but let me try. funny you said that because these are pre-made flexible templates. Once they are in your brain, you don't need to think much. Your brain grabs the full chunk and moves forward. No delay. So here's a tip. Collect chunks, not just vocabulary. Chunks, expressions, small patterns, and practice using them in different situations. Let me give you a few powerful ones. I could be wrong, but I feel that. What I'm trying to say is, let me rephrase that. So basically, what I mean is, I see it differently. And here's why. These are like keys. You use them to unlock the next sentence. This is how you think fast and speak smart. Practice speaking in situations, not sentences. Another mistake people make is practicing random sentences. Instead, practice with real-life situations. Imagine you're at a meeting, a party, a video call, a job interview, a group discussion. Now, in each situation, practice typical responses. Example, situation, group discussion. Someone says, I think social media is ruining our attention span. Smart response, interesting. I partially agree, but I think it depends on how we use it. Or, that's one way to see it, but let me offer another perspective. You see, these are chunks plus context. This is how real conversations work. So don't just learn grammar or lists of phrases. Practice how to respond. This builds the habit of fast thinking under real pressure. Relaxation. Number numbers, speed. Let me tell you a secret. Fast thinking doesn't happen under pressure. It happens when you're relaxed. Think of athletes, sprinters, boxers, public speakers. The more relaxed their body and mind, the faster they react. If you're anxious, your brain slows down. If you're relaxed, you speak naturally and smartly. So, what can help you relax? Deep breathing, practicing before the real event, visualizing the situation, talking to yourself in the mirror, smiling, even fake smile helps the brain relax. Accepting mistakes. Yes, accepting mistakes. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. If you mess up a word, just smile and continue. That's what smart people do. Listen better. Think faster. If you want to speak smart, you have to listen smart. Good speakers are actually great listeners. When you truly listen, you get the rhythm, vocabulary, and flow of speech. Your brain learns how to respond. So watch movies, listen to podcasts, join English discussions. But don't just hear. Pay attention to how people respond. What phrases they use to agree, disagree, ask, explain their tone and timing. Imitate them. Repeat the sentences. Use them in your daily speech. This will train your brain's response system, so you don't have to think from zero every time. Think in English, the real game changer. If your thoughts are in your native language and you translate everything into English, of course, there will be a delay. But if you start thinking directly in English, the speed increases naturally. How do you do this? Start small. When you wake up, think, I need to brush my teeth. Not in your native language, say it in English. What's the plan for today? I think I'll start with coffee. Is the weather nice today? Looks cloudy. Simple thoughts in English. This habit will transform your fluency because now your brain is not translating. It's directly working in English. And the more you do this, the faster your speaking becomes. Smart speaking is not fast speaking. Here's something important. Thinking fast doesn't mean speaking fast. In fact, smart speakers often pause. They take time to think, but they do it cleverly. For example, if someone asks you a hard question, instead of freezing, you can say, "That's a great question. Let me think for a second. I need a moment to organize my thoughts. I've never been asked that before. Give me a second." This gives your brain time. and you still look confident. So remember, pauses are powerful. Use them wisely. Exercises to train your mind for fast thinking. Let's now talk about practical exercises you can do every day. 1-minute challenge. Pick any topic. Set a timer. Speak about it for 1 minute without stopping. Don't worry about grammar, just go. This builds speed and confidence. Question, answer. Drill. Ask yourself 10 random questions and answer quickly. Example, what's your favorite movie and why? If you had a superpower, what would it be? What's one thing you wish you learned earlier? You can write the questions or use online generators. Mirror talk. Look in the mirror and talk to yourself like you're in an interview. This helps your brain connect thoughts to facial expressions. Vocabulary. Plus, take one new word. Don't just learn it. Use it in 3 full sentences. Say them aloud. This connects vocabulary to speaking. Reverse speaking. Listen to a sentence from a show. Pause. Repeat it with your own version. Original. That sounds like a tough situation. You. Seems like a hard thing to deal with. This builds instant paraphrasing skills. Super useful in speaking smartly. Real life bonus. Scenes. Let me walk you through a few daily scenes and show you what fast thinking and smart speaking can look like. Scene 1. Small talk at work. Colleague. Did you watch the game last night? You. No, but I heard it was wild. What happened in the last quarter? Smart speakers ask engaging questions. They don't just say, no. Scene 2. Interviewer. Tell me about a challenge you faced. You. Sure, I'd love to share that. Last year, we had a project deadline crash. Notice how the speaker doesn't pause. They bridge with phrases. Sure, I'd love to share that. Scene 3. Group chat. Friend, let's go to that new Italian place. You. Sounds delicious. If they have good coffee, I'm sold. Quick, fun, and smart. You join the vibe. Advanced strategies for next-level responding. Semantic mapping on the fly. What it is. A mental diagram that connects your core idea to related sub-ideas, examples, and vocabulary. How to use it? When you hear a prompt or think of a topic, instantly picture a hub and spoke diagram in your mind. The center is your main point. Spokes are 3 supporting details or examples. Why it works. It gives your brain a mini plan in seconds, preventing blank looks and filler words like Emotional labeling for clarity. What it is. Attaching an emotion word to your observations before elaborating. Example. Instead of that project was tough, say I felt frustrated when the project stalled. Why it works. Naming the emotion buys you a moment to collect your thoughts, and it also makes your speech more vivid and human. Contrast. Framing what it is, presenting your idea by juxtaposing it with an opposing idea. Template. Unlike X, I think why, because. Example. Unlike the traditional approach that focuses only on speed, I believe we should prioritize quality first because it builds trust. Why it works. The brain loves comparisons. They're fast to process and memorable. Question bridges. What it is. Embedding rhetorical or clarifying questions mid-sentence to keep your brain active. Example. We need to innovate. But how do we start? By collaborating across departments. Why it works. Questions momentarily shift you into a thinking stance, giving you time to plan the next clause. Building a strong practice environment. Micropublic speaking. What it is. Speaking to small audiences, friends, family, or study partners about random topics. How to organize it. Rotate weekly hosts who pick a 3-minute prompt for everyone to respond to. Why it works. Low stakes. Consistent feedback uses rapid thinking and keeps anxiety manageable. Mistake of the week showing. Club. What it is. A group commitment to share and laugh about one funny slip-up each week. Why it works. Normalizing mistakes reduces the fear of freezing and encourages spontaneous speech. Role swap debates. What it is. You argue against your own opinion. How to do it. If you believe remote work is best, spend 2 minutes defending in-office work. Why it works. Your brain learns multiple perspectives rapidly, enabling you to think on your feet when challenged. Self-reflection and progress tracking. Post-conversation journal. Immediately after any important chat or meeting, write down what went well. Moments you thought quickly. What tripped you up? Words or points you stumbled over. Next step. One tiny action to improve. EEG. Practice. Contrast framing once today. Voice note review. Record yourself answering a question or summarizing your day in English. Listen back, noting filler words, hesitations, and strong moments. Tally your hesitations. Aim to reduce by 20% next week. The Chunk Bank spreadsheet. Maintain a simple 2-column table, chunk/context used. Each time you deploy a chunk in real life, log it. Review weekly to reinforce and vary usage. Leveraging community and feedback language. Tandem partners. Pair up with someone who's a native or advanced speaker. Alternate 10-minute sessions. One person speaks freely, the other only asks clarifying questions. Online discussion boards. Participate in voice message threads, e.g., on language learning apps. Live feedback tightens your response loops. Peer shadowing. Choose a speaker you admire. Record a 30-second clip of them talking. Then imitate their intonation and pace immediately afterward. Understanding the neuroscience. For fun. Myelination happens with repetition. Every time you practice a chunk or strategy, you're thickening the myelin sheath around those neural pathways, making responses crisper and faster. Speed versus accuracy. Trade-off. Initially, your brain emphasizes accuracy, double-checking grammar. Over time, with practice, accuracy becomes automatic, freeing resources for speed. Stress hormones. Slow you down. Cortisol spikes when you panic. Techniques like labeling emotions or taking a quick breath drop cortisol levels, restoring agile thinking. Real-world case study. Meet Priya, a software engineer who dreaded team stand-ups. She froze whenever her manager asked, "Any blockers?" After 2 months of practicing 1-minute challenges every morning, logging blocker and progress chunks in her chunk bank, doing 5-minute deep breathing before each meeting, she went from stumbling over, to confidently saying, "My current blocker is the API integration, but I'm scheduling a sync with the backend team later today." Her confidence affirmed, and her team started relying on her updates. Quick reference, cheat sheet strategy. Quick prompt to self-language chunk. Use a template that's true, however. Emotional labeling. Name the feeling first. Semantic mapping. Hub and 3 spokes. Contrast framing. Unlike X, I think Y, because. Question. Bridge insert, but how between clauses. Pause power. State. Let me think for a sec. Keep this sheet handy. Tape it near your workspace or save a screenshot on your phone. Real-life scenarios where this skill shines. Let's go through 5 real-life situations where think fast, speak smart can completely change your experience and how to approach each one with confidence and control. 1. Job interviews. Professional pressure. Job interviews are often where we freeze the most. We know our experience. We know the answers. But the pressure of being judged makes us speak slowly or nervously. Problem. You overthink the answer. Solution. Prepare short, powerful story chunks using the STAR method. Situation, task, action, result. Example. We had a deadline crash last quarter. My role was to organize team tasks under pressure. I restructured our timeline and increased productivity by 20%. It was stressful, but it taught me the value of clear communication. By practicing these story-style responses, your brain gets trained to pull them out naturally during interviews, smart and fast. 2 group discussions, social pressure. In group discussions, the topic changes rapidly. People interrupt. Everyone wants to be heard. You need to be quick, but also valuable in your responses. Problem: you get lost trying to form the perfect sentence. Solution: use bridge phrases to hold your turn while thinking. Here are some powerful ones. I was just about to say something similar. Here's how I see it. To build on that point, that's interesting. Can I add something? These give you 2 to 3 seconds to collect your main idea while still staying in the flow. The key in fast-speaking environments is to stay present and active, not perfect. 3. Public speaking, stage pressure. Whether you're giving a presentation at work, participating in a seminar, or even speaking at a wedding, you need to sound smooth, confident, and engaging. Problem: fear of forgetting what to say. Solution: memorize your outline, not your words. Structure your thoughts using the rule of 3. Start with an opening line. Hook the audience. Move to 3 clear points. Build your message. End with a strong summary or call to action. Then speak naturally using familiar chunks and phrases. Example: so here's what I've learned. First, communication builds trust. Second, clarity saves time. And third, fast thinking is a skill anyone can master. Let's build that skill together. 4. Casual conversations, social flow. This is where many people struggle the most, especially English learners. Problem: you freeze during small talk, feel awkward, or run out of things to say? Solution: use the 3 W's technique. What? What are they doing? Why? Why are they doing it? Wow. Find something interesting about it and comment. Example: friend: I'm learning photography. You: what got you into it? Why? Follow up: wow, I've always admired how photographers see beauty in simple things. Wow. This keeps the flow light, warm, and fast. 5. Video calls or online meetings, tech pressure. Speaking on Zoom or Google Meet adds new pressure, delays, bad audio, and lack of body language. Problem: you hesitate because you can't read the room. Solution: use verbal cues to stay in control. Let me jump in here. Can I just add something quickly? I'll keep this brief. Just to summarize my thoughts. These phrases are like traffic lights. They control the flow and give you room to speak. Mindset shift from performance to participation. One of the biggest blocks to thinking fast is the belief that every word you say must be perfect. This mindset causes fear, overthinking, and eventually, silence. Let's flip that belief. Instead of seeing communication as a performance, see it as participation. You're joining the conversation, not giving a speech. You're sharing ideas, not delivering a script. You're being present, not being perfect. This change in mindset relaxes your nervous system. And when you're relaxed, your brain starts doing magic, thinking quickly and clearly. So next time you're about to speak, say to yourself, I'm here to connect, not to impress. This one belief alone can change your entire communication style. Fuel your brain, what to read, watch, and listen to. To train your brain to think faster and speak smarter, surround yourself with quality input. Books with dialogue. Read novels, plays, or even comic books. Focus on how characters respond. Example: The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Simple yet deep expressions. English sitcoms and interviews. Watch shows like Friends, The Office, or talk shows like Ellen, Jimmy Fallon, Hot Ones. Observe how guests buy time with humor, bridges, or clever deflections. podcasts, and audiobooks. Great for learning tone, flow, and natural rhythm. Listen and repeat segments. Then try saying them in your own words. DIY daily routine to think fast and speak smart. Here's a simple daily plan you can follow in just 20 to 30 minutes. 5 minutes? Think in English. Talk to yourself about your morning. I'm brushing my teeth. Now I need to check messages. 10 minutes. 1 minute speaking challenge. Pick a random topic and talk for 1 minute without stopping. Don't worry about mistakes. 5 minutes. Listen and repeat. Pick any video clip. Repeat the sentences exactly. Then say them in your own words. 5 minutes. If I were asked. Exercise. Imagine a question like, what motivates you? Or what's your biggest strength? Answer it like you're in an interview, but casually. Record and review if possible. 5 minutes, review and reflect. Think, where did I hesitate today? What phrase helped me speak faster? What will I try tomorrow? Remember, speaking smart is a brain habit, not a gift. Let me say this loud and clear. No one is born with the gift of fast, smart speaking. It's not about being a natural. It's a trained skill. Just like riding a bicycle, typing fast, or learning to dance. The more you practice, the more it becomes part of your body. So if you've ever said, I'm not good at thinking fast. I get nervous and can't speak clearly. I'm afraid I'll look stupid. Please remember, you're not broken. You're just in training. Keep showing up. Speak one sentence today with more confidence than yesterday. Try one smart phrase tomorrow that you didn't know last week, and after a few weeks or months, you'll notice something amazing. You'll respond faster, speak clearer, sound smarter, feel better, because now you've built a bridge from your brain to your mouth to the world, and that, my friend, is how you think fast, speak smart. Final takeaways. Your smart speaking mantra. Say this to yourself every day. I don't need perfect words. I need real thoughts. I can pause and still look confident. The faster I fail, the faster I learn. Every sentence is practice. My voice matters. Let those words become your habit. Because smart speaking isn't just about vocabulary or grammar. It's about presence, awareness, practice, and most of all, courage. Thank you so much for sticking through this journey with me. If this video gave you even one new idea, one new phrase, or one new mindset shift, then it was worth it. Now go out there. Think faster, speak smarter, and make your words count. And hey, feel free to come back and revisit this video anytime you need a boost. You're not alone in this journey. I'm cheering for you. Until next time, take care and keep speaking boldly.